In Reacher Season 3, Episode 5, titled Smackdown, the narrative tightens as Jack Reacher finds himself deeper in the web of conspiracy, betrayal, and danger surrounding the bizarre operation. With every step, the stakes are raised, both personally and professionally, for Reacher and his allies. This episode is a gritty and intense turning point in the season, combining high-stakes action, emotional loss, and strategic reveals that reshape the mission's trajectory. The episode opens in the aftermath of a disastrous sting operation. DEA agent Elliot, one of Susan Duffy's trusted team members, is killed during a failed attempt to intercept a shipment linked to Zachary Beck, the suspected arms dealer under investigation. Elliot's death is not only a personal blow to Duffy and her team but also a public embarrassment and a wake-up call. 2 federal agents have now died under Duffy's unauthorized mission, creating internal pressure and raising questions about the legitimacy and wisdom of continuing the undercover operation. Jack Reacher, operating deep undercover and posing as a hired hand in Beck's logistics company, is pushed to the edge. The loss of Elliot reinforces the danger he's willingly stepped into, and while Reacher is typically stoic, the emotional toll begins to show. His quiet resolve intensifies. He realizes the mission cannot be delayed or fumbled any longer. People are dying, and if he doesn't act decisively, more will follow. In a shocking twist, a routine search of Beck's home turns up a secure government-issued communication device hidden in the room of Annette, the housemaid. This discovery reveals that Annette is not who she seems. She is an undercover ATF agent who has infiltrated the house under deep cover. Her presence, unbeknownst to the rest of the federal team, creates confusion and further highlights how disorganized and risky the investigation has become. However, before Reacher can coordinate with her or extract useful intelligence, tragedy strikes again. Annette is brutally murdered by Paulie, Beck's towering and violent bodyguard. Paulie has been a looming presence throughout the season, but in this episode, he fully reveals his menace. The murder of Annette, calculated, cold, and unhesitating, sends a wave of horror through Reacher. It becomes clear that Beck's organization is not just dangerous, it's ruthless and efficient at eliminating threats. Reacher, overwhelmed by rage and a sense of responsibility, attempts to confront Paulie directly. In what is one of the season's most memorable fight sequences, Reacher engages Paulie in a brutal hand-to-hand battle. Surprisingly, Paulie overpowers Reacher, knocking him down and leaving him physically defeated. This moment is pivotal. Rarely does Reacher encounter someone who can beat him physically, and the loss forces him to reassess his approach. Paulie isn't just muscle, he's a serious threat that Reacher cannot underestimate again. Meanwhile, deeper surveillance and digging into Beck's logistics network lead Reacher and Duffy to a significant discovery: Beck is not involved in drug trafficking, as originally believed. Instead, he's part of a complex and high-level arms smuggling operation. This realization dramatically shifts the scope of the case. The players involved are not local gangs or petty criminals, they are connected to global arms routes and possibly international terrorism. Even worse, a key figure in the operation is revealed to be Francis Xavier Quinn, operating under the alias McCabe. Quinn is a former military operative turned rogue arms dealer and has a personal history with Reacher, adding a layer of emotional and moral conflict to the mission. The episode ends with Reacher regrouping after his fight with Paulie, battered but more determined than ever. His cover is hanging by a thread, his allies are falling, and the enemy is far more dangerous than anyone realized. As Reacher prepares for a confrontation with Quinn, the tension is thick. The personal and professional lines are blurring, and Reacher is left with no choice but to go all in.